So I'm just wondering, why do you believe in your experience and from what you've researched and what you've done that there is such a lack of knowledge on this topic within the Muslim community specifically? And then to follow up on that is, how can we bridge that gap? I know that we can educate and we can have more discussions like this, but sometimes I feel as though it's very, or perhaps with the older generations, at least in my experience, it's very difficult to discuss this topic with them. It feels they're very maybe set in their ways from like cultural backgrounds and things like that. So what do you recommend for situations like that?
Situations when parents or the older generations are not receptive to
Anyone, yeah.
modern sentiments and understandings.
Yeah.
There's going to be differences of opinion. There's going to be people in our lives that are on different wavelengths. There are different stages of the journey, and some people are fixed, some people are supple, some people Allah awakens later in life, some people awaken early, and they have to be patient. Typically I work with people, and oftentimes the patient, the client, will be the first person to awaken to the family patterns being unhealthy, the transgenerational wounds and stuff like that. And they ask me, what am I supposed to be doing now? Do I have to now be the reformer? Do I have to be the savior? I say, please don't do that, because you're going to foster rebellion. When you come with a fixed notion, especially with children, don't do that, and they'll give you eye contact and do it. Touch my spaghetti hands on the white couch. Watch me. I shouldn't have said anything. They wouldn't have done it if I didn't say anything. So we don't want to foster rebellion by coming with dogma or coming with rigidity. And sometimes the best thing is actually just becoming the version or the ideal, embodying the virtues and the principles that we're finding and learning about, and praying for people and giving them grace, and just extending space for them and getting them curious, like, what happened to you? I have people in my family. At some point I had my own experiences, and I traveled and I started learning and finding teachers, and what happened to you? And it was like, some of them was like, you changed. And I said, you haven't changed. Joking, not joking, but like there's a thing, it's like people pick up on what's going on with you. They're picking up on your state. So be always aware of that and use that as your primary modality. And the work that Dr. Abdullah and I both do, we have kind of very similar approaches in the way that we do counseling. It's very heart-based. It's very non-interpretive, non-analytical. We're being with people, and they can feel it, inshallah ta'ala, with us. Even virtually, on Zoom, they can feel you're actually with them. And that matters a lot when I feel alone. And I feel alone in my pain specifically. And I'm saying, and I'm not doing anything, but I'm just being with Allah. I'm being in this role of listener, of helper, of facilitator, of sense maker, maybe helping people make sense of things. And that accomplishes everything. Bi-iznillah. And so again, this non-efforting thing of just becoming and being, and that being the primary modality or technique, the non-technique technique.